I have breaking news, Nez Nation. Oh yeah, we have the transcripts. Now, this transcript is over 56 pages long. I have read it. I have gone through it methodically, quantitatively, qualitatively, researched it, and really done a lot of fact-checking and back-checking, etc. And I'm going to break down everything that this has happened. And also, please stick around to the end. I've got a huge announcement and surprise for you that's going to blow your socks off. Guaranteed. So the judge releases the full transcript of the ex parte meeting with Copeland and Fani Willis prosecution team. This transcript of the ex parte meeting that led to the pause in the Young Thug YSL trial in Fulton County. The unredacted transcript was filed with Fulton County Superior Court on Monday night after Judge Suge Knight Glenville announced that the case would be put on hold indefinitely. We talked about this in a live stream, while another judge reviews the motions for his disqualification or recusal. So this judge, I truly believe, and I talked about this in the last video that we did, it's all over. It's all over for you, Judge Suge Knight. Let me know in the comments what do you think will happen. The ex parte meeting, just a quick recap before we get into the actual transcript notes that I have. The ex parte meeting took place on the morning of June 10th between state witness Kenneth Lil Woody Copeland, his attorney, prosecutors from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, and Judge Glenville. On the previous Friday, June 7th, Copeland was held in contempt after refusing to testify. He spent the weekend in jail and then attended the meeting on Monday morning. After the meeting, Copeland took the stand and began answering questions, although his answers were often vague and not what the state was expecting. Here is a rendition of that by myself, yours truly, as I translate this in what I would call performance art. Excuse me? Huh? What you mean? She fired. I don't know. I never tell the truth. What? Did I say that? I don't know. That's pretty much exactly how his testimony went. End skit. The Young Thug trial confronts judge. Young Thug lawyer confronts judge about the meeting, Brian Steele. So after the break, Brian Steele, the attorney for Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams, confronted Judge Glenville about the ex parte meeting. We did a huge video on that. Steele said he heard Copeland confess to killing Donovan Thomas, and that Copeland was threatened with 2 years of jail time for refusing to testify. When Steele refused to disclose who told him about the meeting, he was also held in contempt and ordered to spend 10 weekends in jail. You guys remember the video footage I shared? If you haven't seen that, go to my channel, check it out, where Brian Steele is literally arrested in court as the proceeding is taking place. It was unbelievable. Ultimately, Steele was allowed to remain in court because there is some logic, there is some legal brains in the state of Georgia, because the Georgia Supreme Court issued a stay on the jail order while Steele files an appeal. Steele and other defense attorneys then filed motions seeking Glenville's removal, which he denied, of course. And then Diamante Yakti, also on trial with Williams, attempted to bypass. Remember, we did a video on this too, and filed a motion with the Georgia Supreme Court. According to Kendrick's motion, DA attorney Simone Hilton allegedly told Copeland she would not prosecute him if he lied on the stand. And Judge Glenville coerced Copeland to testify, which I believe wholeheartedly, and wait till we get into the transcripts. However, the Supreme Court sent it back, stating that a lower court judge would have to review the motion for removal. And then the judge made a huge announcement. Judge Glenville then announced that the trial would be put on hold until the Kendrick's motion and the motions filed previously could be heard. He made the announcement on the day he planned a private review of the ex parte meeting, which is, again, remember, this is the ex parte meeting that was with the Fani Willis prosecution team. Judge Glenville also announced he would release the full transcript of the ex parte meeting, defending the meeting as proper based on case law. The court is of the opinion, and we went through this before, that this was a proper ex parte meeting, Glenville said. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes now. This is the good stuff. What does the transcript say? Okay, so the transcript indicates that the meeting started without Copeland present, with a discussion about Copeland's representation, Jonathan Melnick, okay? It appears that Copeland's lawyer, Jonathan Melnick, wanted to be discharged if Copeland agreed to testify, which I can't wait to tell you what that really means when Melnick stated this. And lawyer Kyla Bumpus, who was kind of like Copeland, Little Woody's stand-in lawyer, or sort of substitute lawyer, if you will. Remember, this is the one he said, she fired in actual court, didn't feel prepared to step in. There was also a discussion about an email that Melnick sent to lead prosecutor, Fulton County Chief Deputy District Attorney, Adrian Love, who I've said on many occasions makes Fani Willis look like a kitten. She is an absolute walking abomination, saying that the state was going to get Copeland killed, to which Love insisted they were not. After Copeland was brought into the meeting, he immediately said that he had never, this is insane. He literally said this on the transcript. I have never been truthful a day in his life. And he didn't comprehend what was going on. Can you imagine him saying this and go, I've never been truthful in my life. Huh? What? What you say? I don't know. I've never been truthful in my life. Huh? What you say? That's like how this guy's, oh my God, it's a whole nother episode with Lil Woody, aka Kenneth Copeland. So he said that in the ex parte meeting. He's never been truthful a day in his life. Until what, now? At that point, prosecutor Simone Hilton told this is insane. She told Copeland that she understood some of his concerns were about potential criminal liability, which is why he has immunity, both federal and state. Guys, think about the implications of this. Think about the ramifications of a district attorney supposed to be held to the highest standard, right? This is what the pitbull Steve Sadow, Trump's defense lawyer, the GOAT, said in the Pussycat McAfee Fani Willis disqualification hearing. It's not only that there needs to be no impropriety, there needs to be no appearance of impropriety, right? So district attorneys are held to the highest standard. She is literally telling this witness it's okay to lie. Listen to this. Then she said, this is insane. Hey, Judge, you might want to close your ears, literally. If you confess to a murder on the stand, if we don't have any other independent evidence outside of what you say on the stand, you are immune from prosecution for what you say in court. This is criminal thug, organized crime, woke left DEI mafia mentality to a T. Copeland also asked if murder has a statute of limitations. Hilton then replied, but you didn't do it. I can't charge you with something you didn't do because I don't have any other evidence but you saying it. Huh? How does that make any sense? It's like a full confession. Hilton repeatedly told Copeland that the state does not want him in jail and wants him to also be able to purge himself of the contempt charge by testifying. Remember, he's held in contempt because he agreed to testify, but he wasn't giving the kind of testifying. He wasn't testifying and kind of claiming the fifth a lot and saying, essentially, wasn't giving the kind of testimony that Fani Willis's prosecution team wanted. Okay. Hilton also told Copeland that whatever his truth is, that's his truth. Oh my God, are you kidding me right now? And they know what he's said before, but don't know what he will say on the stand. Wait, let me repeat that because it makes absolutely zero sense. It is complete and utter garbage. Hilton also told Copeland that whatever his truth is, that's his truth. And they know what he said before, but don't know what he will say on the stand. However, pleading the fifth again will keep him in custody. That, ladies and gentlemen, is capital C coercion. Everything that Brian Steele argued before he was arrested and put in contempt by Judge Suge Knight, everything he argued saying, we need to know as a defense, we need to know, was there some kind of pressure to be put on one of the key witness, the star witness, in a case against his client, and whether or not there was coercion. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a full record admission that there was pressure and coercion. It appears that Copeland continued to argue with the prosecutors for several minutes about whether he agreed to testify or if he told them before June 7th that he planned to plead the 5th. Copeland also said that he never asked for immunity, but Hilton replied that he didn't have to ask for it. What? Now that it was given to him. He had to choose, and if he chose not to testify, he would stay in custody until the trial is over. Somebody in the comments explain to me, because we have a lot of amazing legal minds in our awesome, robust, sophisticated audience here at Nez Nation. How is that not coercion? Can somebody please explain it to me? I would love to hear from you. And when we say the trial is over, listen to this, even adding further pressure. And when we say the trial is over, by the way, I will post the entire transcript. I will link it in the show notes and description down below. If you want to check out the transcript, the full transcript, by all means, I will highly, you can check it out. This is essentially my taking bits and pieces, because it's 56 pages long. It'll take me 4 hours to go through it. So this is my bits and pieces of the most important highlights, especially related to the impact, the highest impact testimony from that ex parte transcript. But I will leave links to it down below. And when we say the trial is over, every last defendant has been tried. Not just these 6, the other ones too, Hilton said. So adding even more pressure. Are you going to tell me that Brian Steele wasn't right about his contention? Judge Glenville then attempted to ensure Copeland understood what was happening, but Copeland continued to say he didn't know what was going on and didn't trust anyone. I don't blame him. He's got some brains in him, Copeland. Copeland then asked how many other defendants were left. Hilton then replied, 12. At that point, Copeland asked to speak to his attorney, the substitute attorney, I guess, for a few minutes, Bumpus, and everyone left. When they returned, Copeland asked if he would be locked up if he lied. Hilton explained if he said something different than what he said before, she would ask him about it. When Copeland said he had told different stories at different times and didn't remember what he said, Hilton told him it was okay to say, I don't recall. It was okay to say, I don't recall. Essentially, what Fani Willis's prosecution team is saying, and by the way, nothing gets past Fani Willis. Fani Willis is the final stop to any green lighting of any of this immunity, any of this actions, procedures, the protocol going forward, the plan, the strategy. It all is sanctioned 1 billion% and needs to go through Cash Money G. Willis. So think about that as you're hearing this most egregious attempts by the prosecution to coerce a star witness. The transcript indicates that Copeland was still concerned he would be locked up again and continued to argue with the prosecutors about what would happen if he lied on the stand or refused to answer questions. Judge Glenville once again, why is he getting involved, attempted to explain to Copeland that he had been given immunity and could only be sent to jail if he refused to testify or committed perjury. The meaning of perjury was also explained to Copeland. He has every intelligent right, every reason to be concerned and not trust these people, because Suge Knight Glenville, Fani Willis's team, the whole entire DA's office in Fulton County, Atlanta, they don't know anything about real, true law. And any appellate court, even if it goes to the highest court, will see that this is completely an absolute deviation from law, and there's going to be some kind of repercussions for Copeland. He's every right to be smart enough to say, I give him credit. Hey, I don't know what's going on. I don't trust you guys. Hilton continued to tell Copeland that as long as he testified, he wouldn't be locked up. Wait a minute. She is literally saying you can lie on the stand. All you need to do is testify. At one point, she told Copeland that if he just answered the questions, I mean, this is insanity. A star witness, people's lives are on the line. Thousands upon thousands of cases are backlogged in Fulton County. For this, shame on you, DA, Cash Money G, Willis, and the whole lot of your organized criminal gang running Fulton County. Shame on you. He could go home. If he just answered the questions, he could go home and be with his baby for her birthday, see his dogs, deliver their babies, and talk to his nephews. My God, the force, the pressure, the coercion, it is in full-fledged force, folks. After a few more minutes of back and forth, Copeland and the prosecutors, with Bumpus occasionally asking questions on behalf of Copeland, Copeland finally agreed to testify after another brief conversation with Bumpus. And God knows who Bumpus is. Is she a public defender? Is she part of the Cash Money G? I mean, she did get fired. She fired. Before going into the courtroom, there was a brief discussion about finding Copeland something to wear besides his jail clothes. Like, what is going on here? What is all of this masquerading going on? But he insisted on wearing them to court so that people could see what the state did to him. By the way, there was no mention of Donovan Thomas murder. No mention of it at all. Despite Steele's claim that Copeland admitted to killing Donovan Thomas during the ex parte meeting, there is no direct mention of Thomas in the transcript. Copeland did say at one point, "I did these crimes. I'm telling you that." That's pretty straightforward right there. However, when Bumpus asked him if he wanted to say something on the stand, Copeland didn't respond. During Steele's opening statement in November, remember, he said that Copeland had asked Williams, young thug, to rent the car used in the murder of Donovan Thomas. Copeland allegedly told Williams he needed to get his family out of harm's way, and Williams reportedly rented cars for friends in need. Copeland was never indicted in connection to Thomas. Shannon Stillwell and Diamante Kendrick, who were on trial with Williams, along with other defendants not yet on trial, have been charged with this murder. So, when will the Young Thug trial resume? This has been a hot question with everybody, including I've been seeing it a lot in my comments. At this time, it is unknown when a hearing will be held on the motions related to Judge Glenville. But you know I will keep you posted. I'm your one-stop shop. All you got to do is subscribe. Make sure you turn on all notifications. Your best way is to sign up for our free newsletter in the pinned comment, show notes, and description of this video. Just sign up. It's free. It takes you 2 seconds. Give us your best email, and you get everything conveniently sent right to your inbox without having to worry about missing out. The trial, which has been plagued by various disruptions, began on November 27th, 2023. Wow, almost. I mean, this is coming up on 10 months, 8 months. Following the longest jury selection in state history, the defense has repeatedly raised concerns that the trial could extend for years due to the number of witnesses. Imagine going after this case has got so many holes in it, it's like Swiss cheese. And think of all those poor tax-paying Fulton County residents. Think about all those people whose cases have been put on hold for years and Cash Money G decides to pursue. Is this justice, Fulton County? Is this justice to you? Let me know in the comments. Several other defendants have yet to go to trial. Some of these defendants were in court last week to indicate whether they intended to accept plea deals offered by the state. 5 defendants turned down the deals. 3 defendants have not made any decisions yet because their lawyers were either not present or new to the case. If you made it this far, I told you I've got some monster huge news to announce. I'm going to be doing another, this is like a 2-part series, maybe even more. Another reason that I want you to really subscribe to our free newsletter, make sure you subscribe and follow down below. Click that bell notification. We're going to have 2 things. I'm going to be doing another video with a full in-depth analysis done by Ashley Merchant, who had posted a full X response to this, actually incriminating and insinuating Fani Willis's involvement. Also, we're going to have Ashley Merchant. I'm in talks with her as we speak. Probably already booked the interview by the time you're watching this. We're going to have Ashley Merchant. If you don't know who Ashley Merchant is, just really quickly, Ashley Merchant represents one of the defendants in the Fani Willis case. She also represents Brian Steele, who was the attorney held in contempt by Judge Suge Knight. So she is a monster legal mind, a brilliant lawyer, brilliant attorney, highly respected, huge ethos and credibility. She's going to be on our show. This is the best channel. You don't have to go anywhere else. I mean, I've got you covered. So make sure that you stay tuned, subscribe. Free newsletter is the best way. Become a Nez Nation Insider. It's free. I can't wait to hear your comments on this. Let me know in the comments down below. Check out these videos coming up on the screen. Some of these are the videos that you haven't seen yet. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless America. We'll see you soon.